This is the plaintiff, Howard Jones. He says he was hired to fix 10 broken windows in the defendant's house, and the sassy woman's not paying him for his work. He's gone back and forth with her for months. She says she's going to pay, then nothing. He's had it up to you-know-where with this scamming woman. Now it's time for the judge to force her to pay the $420 he's rightfully owed. This is the defendant, Lisa Harris. She claims the plaintiff's workers were very messy guys who didn't know what they were doing and left paint and broken glass all over her yard. The plaintiff's a belligerent man, and she refused to pay him because he didn't finish the job. The windows still need to be caulked properly. He needs to clean up the mess his workers left, and since he hasn't, she ain't paying. She's accused of being a pain in the glass.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff was hired to fix 10 busted windows and got stiffed. But the defendant says the plaintiff did a crappy job, didn't even caulk properly. It's the case of your caulking sucks.
Okay, thank you. Howard Jones, you're suing Lisa Harris for $420, a balance of window work that you did for her that according to you, she refuses to repay. Tell me what happened.
Through a friend of both of ours, she was referred to me to install windows in her rental house because I'm a glazer by trade. I gave her a price of $1,540. She wrote me a deposit.
Do you have the contract?
Yes,
Can I see it?
Thank you, sir.
The last time you were at her house was when?
In June, the middle of June.
What was he hired to do by you, ma'am?
He was hired to install windows, to repair.
How many windows?
Well, it was going to be done in stages. This stage, he was hired to install 3 new windows.
Okay.
He was going to remove the broken glass. Just as the contract states, he was going to install the glass. He was going to caulk windows.
Remove broken glass in 5 windows.
Right.
What does that say after that? Hack outs?
Yes, that's what they're called.
Okay. Install new glass where glass is broken in those 5 windows.
Right.
Caulk all windows. All windows in the whole house?
No, just the windows that I did.
Just the windows that you did. So the 5 windows that you were replacing plus the other 3 windows.
Correct.
That's not true.
Oh, well, I guess we should have been more specific when we said caulk all windows. Demo window by front door frame, cap downstairs windows, customer pays for coil.
Right.
What's coil?
It's the metal that goes around the window to protect the wood.
Okay. I mean, it does say caulk all windows. Okay. All right, so what happens?
She gave me a check of $770. I ordered the windows, and within 2 weeks, when the windows came in for order, I called her and I said, I'm on my way over with your windows. And I told her the balance, of course, and reminded her. And she said, I only have half now. I'll have the other half in 2 weeks when she gets a tenant.
That's
A
not
tenant.
true either.
Okay, go ahead.
That's not true either.
Yes. So I against my better judgment, I went there and I installed the 3 windows anyway. I waited 2 weeks, and she wanted me to do some free work with some prior windows that was done in her house.
What was the free work she wanted you to do?
Take off the storm windows and install coil on the ledges that her previous.
Why would you do that for free?
She asked me I said since he was giving me the job, I would do it for free because a guy messed it up that she hired years ago.
What is the work that she's complaining is undone?
From my understanding, from listening here, I think that she's only talking about caulking all windows.
What is it? Why won't you pay this man?
Okay, the caulking job is unacceptable. And I told him it was unacceptable. They ruined my porch.
How did they ruin your porch?
They have paint and caulk all over my porch. Okay. And he says, oh, I'm sorry. I'll clean that up. Well, you can't clean paint up. You have to resand the porch and get it restained, which I have to take care of now.
Okay, you have pictures of that?
Yes, I do. I have pictures
Okay.
of all of it. They left glass in my yard. The new glass that he put in, he never caulked it. The screens that he was supposed to replace.
Stop. What is this a picture of? The window ledge?
Yes. It was the window ledge with the caulking, where it looks like paste and glue around the window.
Right here?
Yes, that's caulk, and it's supposed to be flush and smooth. And that's what he's telling me is acceptable.
Did you tell him back then this is unacceptable and I want you to redo it?
Yes, I did.
And did he try to go in and redo it?
He said he would come back, and he says, I know my guys made a mess.
What is this a picture of?
That's the mess they made in the grass when they were putting in the new windows. They didn't clean
This is
up
not a
after
reason to keep a
themselves.
third of the, but this does concern me. And I'd like you to address that. So.
And I said I would let him come back
And then?
When he asked me to come back, I wasn't available.
How many times did he ask you to come back?
Twice. It was within a 2-week to 3 week period.
In 3 weeks, you couldn't make yourself available to finish this job?
No, I have 2 jobs. I have 2 kids. And I explained that to him. And it wasn't just me. Sometimes he couldn't make it, and it was fine when he couldn't make it.
How many times did he not make it?
He didn't make it twice.
So he didn't make it twice, and you didn't make it twice.
Right, but when I couldn't have him come back, when I wasn't available, he seemed to think that I was trying to string him along and that I wasn't going to pay him.
Yeah. Show those to him too.
So he says, well, I'm going to sue you. And I said, sue me? I should be suing you for the mess you made.
Kind of messy.
Yes.
Kind of not a good job. It's not that it's messy, it's that it's not a good job. Like it's all bumpy and it's not smooth. Okay, why is that?
Okay, so you hire somebody to do work in your house and they don't do the job right the first time. How many times, if any, do you have to give them to correct the problem?
One chance, and that's it.
One chance. What do you think?
I give them one more opportunity to correct the problem.
Do you have a duty to give them one more opportunity, or can you say, hey, you didn't do it right the first time, you're out of here?
Yeah, you could do that, but
You could say, you're out of here. You don't have to give them any chance to correct.
yes.
You think so?
Yes, that's my home. That's my home. I want it right.
What were you saying?
I'd say give him a second chance. Everybody deserves a second
Everybody
chance.
deserves a second chance. Going inside the courtroom.
Okay, I have a good explanation for that.
Okay.
That's the previous caulk job that her previous people who installed her windows did. And we were trying to fix it. The pictures that she took is pictures of it being done in process.
Oh, good. Then show me the pictures of all of her windows.
I didn't think I needed to take pictures. Like I said, I do this by trade. I'm very good at what I do. I didn't think
Well, no, listen to me. Okay, do you have a phone?
Yes.
Does your phone take pictures?
Yes.
Are you a contractor?
Yes.
Then your phone should be filled with thousands of pictures, and not just of your women or your children. It should have every job you've done each day that you've finished doing it.
And that
So
wasn't-
your answer is that she took all these pictures before you did your job?
The pictures that she took is from when I had my guy spend 4 hours cutting out the caulk.
How did you take these pictures?
with a camera. I have the camera here. I just took these pictures. This is after the
Let me
fact.
see your camera.
This way.
With that, okay.
Yes.
Is it true that you had 2 appointments that you couldn't keep?
No.
I have the text messages.
Let me see. How old are your windows?
All of those windows are new.
I didn't install those windows.
Okay. So did your guys do anything with this?
Just cut out caulk.
How did you cut out caulk, and how much caulk did you cut out?
He was cutting out caulk with a razor knife that was caulked I don't know how long ago. And before it got dark, and when I wanted to come back the next weekend to do it, she had a reason that we couldn't come back. She had soccer, she couldn't make it.
No, but
Why wouldn't you just make yourself available at some point?
He wants to do something different. He wasn't going to redo that. He was telling me that that's what it is. That's what we're going to have for that.
Let me see the text. Were you planning on leaving it like this?
No.
What were you planning on doing?
Cutting out the caulk for free because it's not in contract.
Okay, I don't get you and your free jobs. I do see that in your quasi-contract, it says caulk all windows. And she says you were going to caulk all the windows. And you say, well, yeah, I was going to, but that part was free. It's only the 8 that I was. I'm not going to play that game and slice and dice this. I'm going to go by what it looks like it means, which is all windows. So when she says that you said that's the best it'll be, I'm not redoing that, you hadn't even done that, you're saying.
No, I haven't.
Is that correct?
Correct.
And that's what you made clear to her?
Yes.
Okay. I see him reaching out to you at the end of May, beginning of June, constantly texting you, trying to get this over with, and you just completely ignoring him. And your answer finally, when he says, I'm going to the courthouse, you are very emotional and insecure. I never said I wasn't paying you. Wow, you sound ridiculous. The funny part is I was just going to call you. Yesterday was my birthday, which is why I didn't respond. But you go ahead to court. Good luck. Oh, you don't sound like somebody who's going to pay him. I installed the glass in the courthouse. I will have good luck. You know, if you just answered him and given him a date, we wouldn't be here. Okay, let me make a few suggestions for everybody. I can't even think of contracts that need to be more detailed than construction contracts. They need to be itemized. If there are 22 windows that you expect them to caulk, then write the phrase caulk 22 windows throughout entire house. If you expect only to caulk 8 windows, then don't write caulk all windows. I find that caulk all windows reasonably means caulk all windows. So the next question is, now what do we do? Because I do see him making an effort to complete the contract and you being busy, and then you blowing him off. So I don't know that you really had an intention to pay him. And so do I punish him because he didn't finish a job? Or do I say, it's your house, it's your job, and the guy kept trying to reach you and you wouldn't let him? I think I'm going the last way, $420 verdict for the plaintiff.
And so when you heard the sound of that gavel coming down on the side of the plaintiff, what went through your mind there?
It's fine. I didn't want to be here in the first place. I have to go back to work. It's not.
You're just too busy to answer his calls. You're too busy to anything.
He did
You're
a
too
busy
busy.
job. Even if I had let him come back, that doesn't guarantee he was going to do it correctly.
All right, you can head back to work now. All right, come on in here.
Yeah.
You satisfied how this comes out?
Yes,
What was it like dealing with her?
It was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was. I'm
What was it
satisfied.
like dealing with her?
It was a headache because I kept trying to go out there and finish the work and finish, but she wouldn't let me. I'm satisfied with the results.
All right. Harvey?
You know, the judge said that these contracts need to be specific, and then you start thinking, oh my God, I'm not a lawyer, how do you do that? You sit down, so much of this is common sense. When you hire somebody to fix windows or whatever else, you want to know the price, you want to know how long it's going to take to do the job, the quality of the work that's done, what kind of windows you're using, basic common sense.